A diver descends into the cave to retrieve diving equipment. Suddenly, I noticed something next to me. An additional tracking wire appeared. Out of curiosity, he pulled from the rope a diver who was swollen. It suddenly drifted towards him, and he jumped in surprise. Then he came closer to examine it. Then they discovered another bag next to it. When I opened it, there was another one inside. The divers are left with only skeletons to play with. Scene. This is the story we're going to tell today. Deep-sea diving accident at Bushman Bay, South Africa. Bushman Cave is located in North South Africa, province. Edge of the desert, Kalahari. Its appearance is extremely misleading. Above the surface is just a small diameter pond, about 9 meters, covered in green algae. At first glance, it appears flat, nothing special, but below the surface it's of the another giant underground well, up to 283 meters It is deep. One of the freshwater diving spots, the deepest in the world. The entrance to the cave is very narrow, just wide enough for then one the space person to squeeze even more, like an upside-down bell. There was absolutely no light inside the water temperature is low year-round. Because of the great height, depth 270 meters, pressure drop level equivalent to 339 meters below, surpassing the limits of human deep diving. Plus extremely low visibility at the bottom of the cave. The extremely high water pressure here becomes a challenge. This has made countless diving enthusiasts wary. December 17th, 1994. 20-year-old South African diver Deon Dreyer performed a dive here. When surfacing from a depth of 50 meters, he suddenly lost consciousness and sank to the bottom of the cave. Limitations of the body could not be recovered. His parents erected a plaque bearing his name at the entrance of the cave. Return home soon, until Dave appeared. It breathed new hope into that family. Dave Cho was born in 1954 in Australia. From 1989, he worked for Pacific Group in Hong Kong, 45 years old. Dave was introduced to scuba diving in the Philippines, and from there became immersed in it. Up to the year 2004, he has dived a total of over 300 times. Thanks to superior ability, Dave quickly became famous in the deep-sea diving community. Set many world records. October 28, 2004, he and his companion, John Shelley's Bushman Challenge, while breaking 4 world records at a depth of 270 meters, they accidentally discovered the body of the unfortunate diver, that is Deon Dreyer. Dave is also a father. A feeling of empathy arose in his heart. He sought out Deon's parents and promised they would definitely bring their son home. To fulfill the promise, Dave devoted all his energy to the plan to dispose of the body. He was well aware of the dangers of Bushman Cave. A professional team has been established, including Werner Van. Check out the woman who just set the record for deepest My friend female John Shirley diving took on the main supporting role. The entire team has 8 supporting divers, logistics and medical staff. They had devised a meticulous relay plan. The most dangerous part at the bottom of the cave handled it all by himself. Don Shelley provided support at a depth of 220 meters. We'll raise it to 150 Hand meters. Over to the next members. Keep going forward. The entire process. Strictly adhere to the depressurization to avoid procedure. Developing the disease. Pressure points should be applied before starting. Dave called all the members to a meeting. Give clear instructions. Every person's life is the most important thing. If I don't arrive on time, don't save me. Better to have 1 man die than 2 wives die. He personally sewed a specialized bag. Dave practiced the action of putting the body into the bag to complete the task in the shortest possible time. January 8, 2005. The body recovery operation has officially begun. Dave wore a custom-designed diving suit. Wait a minute. They dived down along the positioning rope that had been strung up. The cave was pitch black. Only the headlights from the helmet shone through in the light beams of light. For just over 10 minutes later, he reached the bottom of the cave at a depth of 270 and found meters. The exact body of Deon was buried in mud and sand, just like the previous time he discovered it. The hands and head were exposed. They are still just skeletons, according to plan. He needed to quickly put the body in a bag. Dave quickly brushed the mud and cuts off the body. But then, something unexpected happened at that very moment. No one could have foreseen it. Under high pressure, lack of oxygen for 10 years at the bottom of the water, Deon was hydrolyzed by anaerobic bacteria. It transforms into a waxy substance that is insoluble in lighter than water. It's also accumulating a large amount of gas inside. A huge amount of thrust. Deon's body to suddenly be pushed up, Dave, who are completely defenseless, pulled by this sudden force. It's even more dangerous to lose your balance. Exam rope could suddenly wrap itself tightly around his locator wire. Lock your body. Because we use a closed-loop scuba diving tank, the amount of exhalation exceeds the absorption limit of the scuba, which causes him to inhale a constant high concentration, leading to hyperconstriction. Under the dual action of cyanide and co-poisoning, Dave's consciousness quickly faded. He started to get dizzy. Quick breathing eye flower. severely impaired ability to judge and act. You can't distinguish clearly the position of the wires that are wrapped around your hand, even if you pull, but couldn't cut the wires exactly. He was wobbling madly, but the more he wobbled, the tighter the rope. Soaring oxygen consumption rate. Your actions are getting slower and slower. Finally, because of lack of oxygen, Dave quickly fell silent. No more moving at the same time. Don Sherry in the water as planned. It shouldn't have been long after. I'll meet Dave up. But when you get to a depth of 220 meters, I never saw Dave. The agreed time has long passed. Don Shirley looked down into the dark abyss below. The insecurity in my heart is growing. I remember Dave's words before coming down. Don't save me. Your mind tells you to immediately lower the pressure and keep a life for yourself. Violation of the pressure relief process. It only puts you in danger. Friendship for many years. I can't stand to watch. My best friend is on the same road. In the end, emotion triumphed over reason. Don't Chili head down deeper, trying to find Dave's trail. But every time John dived a meter deeper, the water pressure is going up, and the danger is doubled. As it dived down to 250 meters, huge water pressure suddenly blew up your scuba tank. The device cannot deliver oxygen normally. Keep diving deeper. Not only did it not help Dave, it's also made me fall into helplessness. You have to give up searching and start lowering the pressure to rise. Because it's over 30 meters deep, and the speed of the upward movement is forced to accelerate. Severe symptoms of decompression sickness, headache, dizziness, non-stop vomiting. Your body is about to reach its limit. At the same time, the third nest followed at a depth of 150 meters. It's never crisp and night. They vaguely see the light below, but couldn't identify it. After a long wait, according to the rules, it's limited by gas reserves and safety rules. They have to give up, start to come back up. They met other members as they went up and let them know the abnormal situation below. Information quickly transmitted to the ground through the writing board. Water Commander Werner van Skate. When I heard the news, I immediately changed my schedule. Save the 5th team. Stephen down to check the situation. Stephen crosses over to the divers who are depressurizing. At a depth of 80 meters. I met John Shirley, who was dying. Don't write on the board with trembling hands. Dave can't go back. Stephen realized the situation was tense. Unable to comply with the process. Pressure drop, instant acceleration. Rise up and let people know this cruel truth. And at the same time, Don to the air tank storage point at a depth of 46 meters. Air tank replacement for pressure relief. But the symptoms of hypotension are getting worse. The body cannot move normally. You can only rely on your teammates for support. Can continue to rise. After nearly 11 hours of pressure drop, the team finally got John Shirley, dying up to the surface of the water, and rush off for treatment. Fortunately, Don was saved. But because of the severe hypotension, you have to suffer for the rest of your life. Dave is still trapped at the bottom of the cave. Not a news. The members present are in great pain. They held a brief memorial service at the store. I think Dave was killed. After the incident was broadcast on television, the questions from the outside become more intense. Some people don't understand. Dave had to sacrifice his life for someone far away. It was strange, but only Dave understood. That's his promise to Deon's parents. Was his persistence and his honesty. But it's far from over. 3 days after it happened, diver in charge of recovery of diving equipment dived back into Boston Cave to recover the equipment. When he dived to a depth of 50 meters, I stumbled upon another locator wire, curious. He pulled from the rope the two bodies wrapped tightly together. Suddenly drifting towards you, it's Dave and Deon. Dave still tied the bag. The Deon body is wrapped inside firmly. Last video from the camera mounted on a helmet reproduced the whole truth of the accident. There's no chaotic scene, only Dave's increasingly slow actions. Headlights in the morning, at night, and at the last moment, everything was quiet. Dave was never a risk-taker. He's an experienced captain of Pacific. You're so used to being serious and meticulous. The body this time, it's rooted in empathy and promise. With a strange family, in life he has fulfilled his vow. Dave kept his promise, just in a different way.